Okay, I can't keep putting this off anymore because people keep asking me about how Gypsy's doing. And as you can tell by the title of this video, it didn't turn out very good. Last week, Tuesday, I noticed that she wasn't feeding the puppies as much as she has her past litters. She fed them all the way until they left. And she wasn't doing that. And I thought she was sick, like she had a cold or something. And then last Wednesday, a family came to look at their puppy, and we noticed she was drinking a lot. That's Zeus. And, so I decided, since when you're a breeder, you have vets for different things. You have a lot of different vets. And I decided since she had puppies, I was going to take her to the reproductive vet. Well, the reproductive vet that I've been using for years and years has expanded and gotten a lot of new people, and they're just not as knowledgeable. And last year when I had Reba spayed, she died the same day, 15 minutes after I brought her home. And so I just couldn't bring Gypsy there. And I called a different reproductive vet, and they said they couldn't see her until Thursday. So then the third reproductive vet that I could find happened to be a vet that my friend Judy goes to. And so I made an appointment, and I brought her in on Thursday. And they still wear masks and don't let you in. And so they took her in there without me. And that was the vet tech. And 2 minutes later, the vet came out and said that she has jaundice. I didn't know what jaundice was. I mean, I heard the word before because I remember so-and-so had a baby that had jaundice. I didn't know what it meant. And so she said she was going to run some tests. And so I was Googling what this meant. And it sounded bad, but it didn't sound bad. It just meant that there was some other problem. And when they found that out, they could fix it, right? And so when the vet tech came back out again, she said, well, her liver seems to be fine, but it's her gallbladder. We need to keep her here for a few days, for 3 to 5 days, until we find out what is wrong. And the first test came back, her liver, they're supposed to be under 1, like 0.5%. And her first test came back, it was 11. And they said they would do the next test on Saturday. Well, my friend Judy just happened to have an appointment for her dogs to get vaccinations on Saturday, so I told her I was going to hitch a ride so I can visit Gypsy. And I visited her, and her numbers went from 11 to 7. And when I visited her, she was really tired. We just laid on the floor and we cuddled. And she just seemed really tired. But that was it. I told them I wanted to take her home, and they said that she still needed to be on IV fluids and, she needed antibiotics and blah, blah. And I said, well, but if no one's here on Sunday, I'd rather take her home. And they said, well, people do come in periodically and, check on them and give them their medicines and stuff. So I agreed to let her stay. And then on Monday, they called me and they said that her numbers, went from 11 to 7 to 5. And they said that I could bring her home. So I went to the vet and they brought her out. They said she hadn't eaten. Okay, Saturday when I was there, they said she hadn't eaten, and they gave me some food, and I was trying to hand feed her this special liver food, and she wouldn't eat it, and then they gave me some Old Roy, and I got her to eat like a fourth of a cup. But Monday they said, she still hasn't eaten. And so I said, well, she needs to come home. And so they brought her out, and she said she was going to get her medication. And I said, okay, I'll put her in the car. And I was trying to get her to eat right there in the parking lot, and she didn't want to eat. And then I went to put her in the car, and she was having a hard time. She couldn't get in my car. And then the vet tech came out with the medicine, and we got her in the car, but she kept collapsing. And I cried and cried because I told them, I said, I went through this with Reba when she was spayed. She just kept collapsing, and she died that day. And so she said, okay, hold on a second. I'm going to go get something. And she came out with a needle, and she pulled fluids out of her, and it was all yellow. And she said, oh, fuck. And I'm like, what does that mean? And she said she wasn't going to make it. And she wanted me to put her down right then and there. And I had talked to Tony on the phone, and he said he wanted to say goodbye to her. And it was almost closing time. And so I just took off. I left. I just left with her. And, because they don't allow people inside, I had to go to the bathroom, so I stopped at the gas station, and she got up, and she put her head to the window, and I'm like, you want to hang out the window? So I rolled the window down, and I went to the gas station, and when I came back out from going to the bathroom, she was still hanging out the window. And I'm like, you just wanted to go home, didn't you? And so the whole hour, because this vet's an hour away, and we just talked and talked and talked, and she seemed so much better. And I thought to myself, maybe a holistic approach would have been better. But, when you're in a situation like that, if you do holistic and they pass away, you regret taking them to the vet. But if you take them to the vet and they pass away, you regret doing holistic. So it's like a no-win situation. So I got her home. Oh, I had called Tony, and when I talked to him, him and Gypsy always had this thing. They always shared a banana. Gypsy loved eating bananas with her daddy. And so I told him, stop at the store and get a banana. So I brought her home, and he tried giving her a bite of the banana, and she only ate one bite. But she wanted to go outside, and she kept peeing like every minute or two. And then all the dogs huddled around her and were following her around, and I have puppies, so I have to feed them and change their box and everything. And when I was done, Tony said, I got her to eat half a chicken breast. And I was like, yay, see, she just needed to be home. Well, then she just kept collapsing and collapsing. And then Tony asked her, do you want to go to the vet and feel all better? And she walked all the way to the car without falling. And she got in. And we took her to the vet. And it wasn't the same reproductive vet, it was emergency vet. And it was time. It was just time for her to go. And we've been doing nothing but crying over this. But nobody knows why this happened, or we don't know why. But the puppies are doing really great. Because Gypsy wasn't feeding them at night, she had taught them how to sleep through the night. So the puppies are sleeping through the night. They're growing. They're potty training, and the puppies are doing great. And Charlie decided she wanted to be the surrogate mom, and she's not lactating. She can't feed them, but she's taking care of them, and the puppies are doing great. And rest in peace, Gypsy. She was my favorite mommy. I even told her in the car driving home, out of all the Danes I've ever had, her and Storm were my favorite. And I'm so thankful for YouTube, because now I have all these videos of her, and I do have a playlist of videos. If you go to the YouTube channel, you'll see right there on top there's a playlist, and I need to go through the videos and see if there's more I can add of Gypsy, but there's some goofy stories on there. I tried cleaning her ears one time, and she's such a talker. She let me know she did not want her ears cleaned, and then there's the video of the day she stole Daddy's underwear and was running all over the yard. She was so proud of herself. She wouldn't give them back, but we have a lot of great memories of Gypsy, and we love her, and we miss her. All right, I'm gonna go now.